Happy Friday, everybody. In this video, we're going to go over the Denzel Mims trade a little bit. I got asked about it a lot on the One Pride podcast, and I see questions still mounting, so I was like, you know what, let me do another quick little tidbit regarding the trade and get into what I was saying. I think there's a little bit of confusion there, so we're going to do that. Michael Badgley was released. We'll talk a little bit about that. And Jared Goff and Sam LaPorta are already doing pre-camp workouts. I mean, it's awesome when you see what's going on there with Jared Goff and some of the players that he's with. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because that's all I do in this bad boy is talk Lions. And we have a fun time doing so let's go ahead and get this thing going. Yes, the Lions made that trade, and I think it's a good trade. I approve of the trade. It's not bad. It's a low-risk, high-reward type of trade. They did this with Trinity Benson a couple years back, but I think a lot of people like myself were confused on that trade because they gave up a little bit too much for an unproven guy, and it showed that it did not work out. Mims is a little bit different. The guy is 6'3". He's really fast, 4.38. He is a second-round pick, and I think the ceiling is higher to potentially get a boom of a trade instead of a bust. Look, the odds are he's just going to be a role player for sure, but when you're doing a conditional 6th and a conditional 7th in return, if he makes the 53, that is a good trade. And that's a low-end 53 trade. So any production you get out of that if he makes the roster is a win, in my opinion. So that's the way that I see it right now. Grade the trade. A, B, C, D, or F. A if you think it was a great trade. F if you think it was a poor trade. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, you know, this is a major move and it reshapes everything in the offense. I don't see that being the case at all. I see it's more of a minor move. Maybe it could be a John Kaminsky. Making me a Khalif Raymond type of move where you're getting a player whom the expectations are really low, but they actually produce. And it's not like that Kaminsky or Khalif are producing at the highest of levels, but they're damn good contributors to our Detroit Lions, so that's all we're really looking for this trade is a player who can come in with a little bit of speed while Jameson Williams is unable to play for the first 6 weeks of this season. So I got no problem with it. And if you look, there's a lot of unhappy players from the New York Jets. So you say, well, he wanted out of the Jets. Well, so did a lot of people, specifically on offense, because the quarterback play last 2 years for that organization has been booty cheeks. So they're specifically wideouts are wanting to get coming their way of legit footballs. And since Aaron Rodgers brought in all his Green Bay Packers, some of these guys were not coming back, Mims being one of them. But he has underperformed. He has been a player that's not lived up to expectations. You talk to Jets fans, they'll keep it 100 with you, and if you look at the production, the lack thereof, that is the truth. Doesn't mean it's going to be a bust move. It doesn't mean it's a bad trade. Just means it didn't perform there. Charles Harris at his old team didn't perform, but when he came to the Lions, all of a sudden the lights turned on. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery. So I think it's a move that Brad Holmes did a good job in doing, and you always need to continue to reform the 53-man roster to the back end. You're always looking to get better, upgrade a roster spot. There's absolutely nothing wrong about that, and I hope he continues to do that for the bottom half of the team or the bottom 53 of the team. Always look to upgrade a player, low-cost type of deal right there. And I think now, like, who's going to win that 6th battle? I think Mims has got the edge. Just looking at Antoine Green up in there for sure. Even though I see Mims more of an X receiver on the outside, at the same time, you know that St. Brown's obviously going to be here. Williams, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones Jr., Khalif Raymond, they're going to be on the team. And so when you're looking at that final spot, you got the Trinity Bensons, you got the Antoine Green, you got Cody. So I think it's got to go to Mims right now, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to make the 53-man roster. It doesn't. I hope he comes out and does a great job. That's what we want when you get talent and perform to a level that we would like him to perform to. So I'm really optimistic. I like the trade. Happy Brad Holmes continues to do this, and hopefully Mims can show something in Detroit, unlike he did over there for the New York Jets. We actually have a quarterback that can throw the football. That's one of those things where you got to have a player whom you can go ahead and throw the football to. It's crazy how you need to have that. So, give me a one-word reaction to the trade. Just a one-word reaction in the comment section would be great, dumb, cheeks, epic, pride, one, trade. I don't care. Put it in the comment section, a one-word reaction. In the corresponding move, the Detroit Lions released Michael Badgley, the kicker whom was our guy last year, and we brought in Riley Patterson in a trade and Romo in free agency, and Michael Badgley was the one released. Doesn't really mean a whole lot. I think when you made that trade for Riley Patterson, I think the confidence level in him to be the place kicker for the Detroit Lions by brass seems evident. Same with bringing in Tony Romo. They clearly were not happy with Michael Badgley, and I'm fine with it. Michael Badgley wasn't a great kicker. He wasn't a terrible kicker. If he would have been the kicker for the Lions this year, I wouldn't have been upset. If he's not, I wouldn't be upset. Unless you get a Nate Freeze situation where someone's just absolutely terrible. Then you'd be like, why'd you do it? But when you have 3 kickers in camp, that's one too many. So you want to go to 2. So it'll go now to Riley Patterson and Romo to see who wins that out. And if they suck, maybe they go to Gould or somebody else to get the kicking battle position taken care of. We'll see on that one. Right now, and you can see it right here, Sam LaPorta and Jared Goff are on the same page doing pre-camp workouts. Absolutely love seeing this. Jared Goff, with everything that he's got going on and people don't like him, there's one thing you cannot say about him is he's not a veteran. He's not a leader. He is. He gets his guys to come in. He trains. He is a good quarterback to have. He is not someone you got to worry about their mental like a Kyler Murray or anything like that. The guy is a leader, and he gets his players together to work out. So it's really good to see this, even though training camp literally is here, and that's awesome. Yes, about damn time. But this just shows you what he brings. And shout out to Sam LaPorta. Continue to want to get on the same page with Jared Goff, OTAs and minicamp. Seems like he was a good pick for the Lions. Absolutely does. You're getting a guy who's more willing to jump in there with this quarterback before training camp and get work done. This is how you change a culture, folks. This is how you make a Dan Campbell type of culture. And you get in selected players like Jared Goff that can help do that. And it's nice to see. It's really good to see. And this offense should continue to thrive when you have things like this. Now, other quarterbacks do this. It's not just something that Jared Goff has done alone, but there's other quarterbacks that don't. There's other players that don't do that. And I would rather have a player whom does do this, trains on the back end, than a player who does not. That is a guy who you cannot rely on to bring that leadership that's required to run an NFL team. And you definitely need one that can run the Detroit Lions, somebody that has leather skin. And there's absolutely no doubt about it that Jared Goff has leather skin. And he is able to not care about what the people say and just focus on training and get to work. That's what it's all about, is just getting to work. So, love what he's doing there, folks. It's good to see that this team is nearly here for training camp, and we're about to see the new Detroit Lions. We started to see it last year, but this year, it's time to take that hammer and pound that bad boy in for our football team for the one pride. So we're dropping videos every single day. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. Like the video. It does help out. And with that said, folks, adios.